Ladies and gentlemen, very pleased to welcome Ramona Pascual, the very first female fighter from Hong Kong in the UFC. That feels pretty good. No, you've made it. I know this was your goal. You've sacrificed and worked super hard to get there. How pleased are you to be in the big time?
Yeah, I'm incredibly grateful and just feels good. Feels good to be able to get somewhere that I've worked so hard to get to. But the work is just beginning. So it just lets me know that I'm on the right track. I'm surrounded by the right people, and I've been taking advantage of the right opportunities. So it definitely feels great.
So we're taking on Brazil's Josiane Nunes. This is the third different opponent for her, and it's taking place at 145, right? So I thought that was fascinating because the 145 division for the UFC for the women has been kind of non-existent. Is this intriguing for you that they're maybe giving this division some love now?
I think it was more of a short notice circumstance more than anything. I don't think they're really trying to promote the 45 division. I think they know that I fight 35 and, she's obviously a 35er. So just in the spirit of trying to make this fight happen, they kind of allowed it to go at 45. And so I could just step in like late notice because they'd already had other girls drop out. And so, yeah, eventually or after this, we'll both be dropping to 35 again.
How do you like her as an opponent? She seems to have really good knockout power, and she's got a finish. She's only fought once in the UFC. Is this an interesting challenge?
Absolutely. I really like it. It's exciting that she's such an aggressive fighter. And I'm really looking forward to testing myself with that caliber of fighter. It's going to be good. I know it's going to be exciting for sure. And the challenge is definitely attractive.
Is it nice for you to have that momentum behind you, having fought recently, having got a really dominant finish and a quick finish? I mean, you look great in your last fight. So does that kind of make you feel really high on confidence coming into this one?
Yeah, I wouldn't say, obviously the UFC is like a massive step up in talent. So I think everything's kind of been set up for me really well. My last fight was my debut in the US. That would be my first fight ever here. And just being able to work with the team that I'm at now, I've been with them for just under a year. So I think, a good amount of time to really get in the groove, really understand the systems that they have in place, and really understand the way that they approach competition and things like that. And, actually apply it and embody it. So yeah, it definitely was a confidence booster, but also I know that any fight that I have from here on out is going to be a massive challenge. Just really going to test me. So feels good having had that, but there's more battles to be won and more lessons to be learned. And I'm just really excited to get into that.
Do you feel like you want to come in there and make a statement? We've seen late debutantes come in and do crazy things in the past.
Yeah, I think people are probably not going to expect much from me. Which is maybe a good thing because, people are saying like, I don't have much to lose, but I'm seeing this as a really big opportunity for me to make an imprint and, like you said, make a statement and show everyone who I am.
Is this a one-shot deal or have you got more than one fight?
Yeah.
So
I have more
at the
than
moment,
one,
you have more than one. So
yeah.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So when you were training at the Shanghai PI previously, right? You were one of the graduates over there a few years back. So is this where you visualized that you would end up and that's why you moved to Vegas?
Yeah. Things were difficult there because even as a bantamweight, that's already too big of a division in China or just in Asia in general, and that's why ONE FC has got like this massive atom weight division. So I'd say most girls are actually at the straw weight category. So it's not, it was really difficult for me to find anyone. Even fighting a bantamweight, I'd be fighting flyweights who just like would cut less. So in, wanting to find more competition opportunities, but also just training partners. Like I've always trained with smaller girls, and coming here, finally having girls my size to train with, but also girls who are bigger has been such a treat, and it's just, very different. Yeah, that's mainly why I came out to Vegas, is because, I knew that the opportunities were going to be more here. And also there's just so many COVID restrictions back in China. I know that some of my teammates are just finding it really difficult to, find events to fight on, and just events aren't really proceeding as they used to. So yeah, I made the move at exactly the right time, and it's given me a good amount of time to acclimate to being in Vegas with a new team. And yeah, everything is just working out.
How important has people like Jojo been, and John Wood over there? I know those guys maybe been big influences.
Huge. Yeah, very big. Joe and I have built such a good rapport. I mean, we really enjoy training with each other. I mean, we beat the crap out of each other and have such a good time doing it. But not just in the gym, it's like outside of the gym as well. Like, we have such a good relationship, and we hang out, and yeah, it's just, we really trust each other. And, that kind of just feeds into how well we can grow as well in the gym, and really push each other and create that positive atmosphere and that safe space to, to grind on each other a little bit. And, when someone's having a bad day, someone's having a good day, and just seeing her go through what she goes through at that high level, and being able to witness it, being close to her as she goes through this, also enables me to kind of live it with her, and kind of sort of understand what it takes and what it's like to be at that level. And yeah, she was just kind of lifting me up as well to, meet her there. And I've definitely developed a lot having her as a training partner to push me. And John Wood is just an incredible coach. I mean, it's what he does day in, day out. He gives so much time to coaching and is so passionate about it, cornering people every single weekend. And, the more energy and dedication you bring to training and to the team, is as much energy as you're going to get from John, because he recognizes that. And if you're aligned in your values and how serious you take the sport, and, trying to chase your dreams, then he'll go out of his way to make sure that you're successful. And so it's just been, yeah, great. Like, they've absolutely made such a big impact on my career, for sure.
Do you feel like you've leveled up now? And how important is consistency for you in your career?
Yeah, it's, I would have liked to have fought more last year, but yeah, that's okay. I feel like this year is going to be a pretty busy year. Yeah, it's just having more shows in the US. Like, in Asia, it's just very difficult. You have to travel internationally and get visas and all that. So it's quite a lot more difficult. Also, just less people to fight, especially in the female division. But over here, so easy to travel domestically. So many girls, so many gyms. MMA has just been around here for much longer. So it just makes sense for there to be more opportunities out here.
At 33, do you feel like you're hitting the prime in your career? And are you here to go and attack the rankings and go and attack the belt? What's your goal?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've never felt better in my life. I may have had, youth on my side like many years ago, but the emotional maturity, I think, that comes with just dealing with obstacles and setbacks, and meeting different people and just going through life, I think that really complements and increases my success in the sport of MMA as well. And, the things that I should be prioritizing, the things that I should be focusing on, because it's a tough sport, and I think it's really easy to be deterred from continuing. You could encounter injuries, you could encounter losses, you could have bad experiences with teams, or this, that, and the other, and to kind of constantly be shifting and adapting and figuring out why you're doing what you're doing. And I think that why is sort of like always kind of evolved as I've gone through my career, and as I've come to understand myself better. So I think, yeah, being older and being able to understand the sport and kind of look at it with a wider lens, and having lived life a little bit more, and it's like you learn to figure out what's worth your time and what's not worth your time, and how you know, all the different ways that you choose to be happy. And I think that just makes for a more successful fighter. So it's like, I just know now more about recovery. I know now more about weight cutting. I know now more about, you know, managing stress and things like that. And it just makes the process more enjoyable. And therefore I think, you know, it just will make me more successful, you know, at this age and in the long run.
Do you feel like you've arrived in this division at a cool time? Because for a long time, Amanda had the belt and it just looked like it was never going to move. Now we have a new champ. We have two tough coaches. Do you feel like things are opening up? And do you sense opportunity for yourself to kind of go and take on those top girls in the division?
Yeah, I think it's definitely shaken up the division. You know, it's definitely making things interesting. Because for the longest time, you know, nobody thought that anyone was going to beat Amanda. And then Pena comes in and just, you know, puts her money where her mouth is and just does it. And now there's going to be a number 2, and you're going to see I think you're going to see a new version of Amanda, just all fired up. And yeah, it's absolutely exciting to see that the belts changed hands, and, you know, there's more motivation and kind of, you know, more people getting pumped in the division.
Who's the one person you respect the most in the division, do you think? Who's the most exciting fighter right
In the female bantamweight division?
now?
Oh, yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I would have to say Nunes is still, because I think she still has that fire in her. And I think she still has just that understanding of herself, understanding of the sport, and just the experience to be able to go in there and get things done. And I think, you know, we saw her lose that night, but she'd also been the champ for so long. I can never comprehend what it would be like to just have the belt for so long, and maybe just kind of be like, well, what else is there? What more, you know? And then maybe just this natural, you know, inevitable complacency that might come with it. And then, you know, or just overconfidence, and then kind of being like woken up with a loss, and then being like, all right, I'm going to get it back in there and go for that. So I think she has a really good chance, and, you know, when they go again, but it'll be really exciting to see that, because I know Pena is going to bring the fire as well. But yeah, I think, yeah, I definitely look up to them both. I think they're both, you know, really good role models for the division.
If you could fight anyone in the world next, is there anyone you've always wanted to fight, and when it's all said and done, you absolutely would just love to be in there with them?
Francis Ngannou, for sure. I mean, you know, definitely want to get in there, get in the mix with that guy, show him who's boss.
So there's no dream fight for you at bantamweight that you would love?
At the moment, no.
I think we've lost your video.
Sorry. No, at the moment, no. I just really want to get in there and get some experience, get in the octagon, and just slowly work my way up. You know, I want to pay my dues. I want to, yeah, take it one step at a time.
Do you feel any pressure to entertain, whether it's in the octagon or during fight week, during, you know, when you get on the microphone? Are you feeling an impetus to go and be exciting, so that the UFC say, I think we lost your video again. So the UFC
Sorry, I just keep getting.
So that the UFC say, we have a keeper here. We've got to keep this girl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's pressure. It's kind of like what I when I go out there, I'm representing myself, and I really want to be able to show people who I am as a fighter, you know, express myself. And part of that is not just in my techniques. So part of that is also just the fighter spirit that I have inside of me, you know, and I don't think you're really going to express that properly if you just try to play it safe. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and do like, you know, all this like high risk stuff that's going to get me in a bad position or like in trouble. But for sure, you know, this is fight entertainment. Like, you want to get in there, you want to win some hearts, you want to, show people what we can do, and you know, prove to yourself too that you can get in there and you can be creative and shock people. So yeah, it's just something that I always keep in mind when I go and fight.
Well, we're very happy to see you in the UFC. It's awesome. Congratulations, well deserved.